Hello, welcome to Cybernova. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to create a virtual machine on a virtualization software. I'm going to use VirtualBox here, but it will be pretty much same with the VMware and Hyper-V. If you want to download VirtualBox, then head to the link in the description and click on the download icon. Installing is pretty much basic stuff. Just click on the downloaded file and click next until you see the finish button and click OK if you get any pop-ups. Make sure to read them and you are okay with all these. We have downloaded and installed virtualization software. Next, we will need our operating system file to create our virtual machine. There are a lot of ethical hacking related operating systems out there. These two are my personal favorite, Kali Linux and ParrotSec. Kali Linux offers installer images as well as pre-built virtual machines for all the virtualization software. If you are worried and can't able to follow along or you are too lazy to install a operating system from installer images, you can consider one of these based on your choice of virtualization software. In this video, I'm gonna create Kali virtual machine by using installer images. If you have limited bandwidth and your ISP is not letting you torrenting, you can consider the complete offline installer image. If you have unlimited bandwidth and want to explore a lot of ethical hacking tools, download Kali Everything image, which I have already downloaded. If you want to try something new, download ParrotSec. This year, Easy Council and Hack the Box are also working with them and using ParrotSec. It's that good. But ParrotSec don't have all hacking tools edition. It have VirtualBox VM though. If you want, you can download Parrot too. If you have downloaded pre-built VM, extract the downloaded file and open VirtualBox. Click on Add and locate the downloaded and extracted file, and that's it. You are good to go. We are going to create our virtual machine by using operating system image file. So click on New, type the name of your virtual machine, and then locate the file. Okay. So now notice that it automatically selected Ubuntu based operating system, but Kali Linux is not Ubuntu based. So now we have to switch to expert mode. Okay, in expert mode, we have to enter our virtual machine name and then we have to locate operating system image file. Now we can change the version from Ubuntu 64 to Debian 64. I'm locating Debian 64. Now make sure there is nothing there in unattended install. That's good. Let's move along. In hardware section, it's already allocated 2 GB for Kali. That's good. I'm happy with that. If you have more RAM, you can allocate more. In hard disk space, I'm going to allocate 40 GB. If you have downloaded a normal one, allocate 20 to 30 GB. I'm happy with this. So that's it. I'm going to click finish and that's it. Okay, let's start our virtual machine and complete the installation of Kali. Click on graphical install. In language, select English. And in country, select your country. I'm going to select India. And then in key map, I'm going to select American English. You can select yours. Okay, now in host name, I'm going to keep Cali, and in domain, leave it as empty. If you're working in an organization, you can enter your domain, and then in the name of user, I'm going to enter Cali. No, I'm going to enter Cybernova. You can enter your username, yeah, and then enter your password. I'm entering mine. Okay, click on next. Okay, yeah, if you are installing it as your in your main machine, you might have to configure manual. But since it's a virtual machine, I'm going to select guided partition and use the entire disk, which is 40 GB, and I'm going to click on continue. I'm going to select that partition, 40 GB partition. Yeah, I'm going to select all files in one partition, which is recommended for new users. If you want separate partitions, you can select it, but I would recommend you to do the same. Click on continue, and it's gonna create partition for you with swap and ext4. Click on continue, finish partitioning. Yeah, and then make sure to select yes and continue. It's gonna install base system for now. Then it will show us one more dialog box. Okay, now here in software selection, I'm gonna select everything. Large, XSC is fine. If you want genome and KDE, you can select those. I'm going to select large and everything. Since I have downloaded CAD everything, I can select this one. It will take a lot of space. So I'm gonna select all this and then click on continue. Since it's a huge file, it will take some time. So I'm gonna I'm gonna pause the recording for now, and then I'll be back. Okay, now it's installing grub bootloader. It's the final step. So it's going to ask whether you want to install grub bootloader as your primary bootloader in your primary drive. I'm going to click on yes, and then I'm going to select primary, hard disk, and then continue. Now it's going to install grub bootloader. I don't know why it's taking so long. Usually it will finish up the installation pretty quick. Let's hope there is no error. Yeah, finally it's installed. I'm going to click on continue to finish the installation. It's going to reboot now. Okay, our Kali Linux is rebooted successfully. Yeah, in username, I'm going to enter my username, Cybernova. And then I'm going to enter my password, and then I'm going to click on login. So back then we have to install VirtualBox Guest Edition to Linux and Windows machines. Nowadays there is no need to install it. But there is one more thing that we have to do. We have to configure our network adapters. I'm going to click on settings, go to network, and as you can see, it's NAT. NAT is pretty useless. It's simply going to connect your virtual machine into internet. It's going to do nothing else. So we want to switch it into bridged. So we are going to do that, and I'm going to add the link to this documentation in the description. Make sure to check this documentation so you'll know which one is best for you. As of now, I'm gonna suggest you to switch to bridged. When you're moving to advanced section, you might want to switch your network setting into internal. You don't want your virtual machine communicating with your host machine at all. You just want to communicate between virtual machine. Later you might want to switch to internal. As of now, we are going to select bridged. That's what I'm going to do. I would suggest you to do the same. NAT is pretty useless. I mean, it's gonna get you connected to internet, but it's not gonna do anything else for you. Make sure to read this documentation and learn about all these things, all this network setting. Okay, I'm going to select bridged adapter, and then I'm going to choose my wireless adapter here. If you are using Ethernet or anything else, you can select that, and then I'm going to click on, and that's it.